Have you ever wondered why public health today is concerned not only with infectious diseases but also with chronic diseases, mental health, lifestyle, equity, and even global cooperation? Public health has not remained the same over the years. It has continuously evolved to meet the changing health needs of society. In this video, we will travel through more than 100 years of public health history and understand how its focus expanded from controlling the environment to improving the health of every individual across the globe. Let us begin. Public health has evolved through four major phases between 1880 and 2000. Each phase represents an expansion in responsibility. Initially, the focus was on controlling the physical environment. Later, attention shifted to providing health services to individuals. As disease patterns changed, public health began addressing behavioral and social risk factors. Finally, the concept expanded further to include health equity and universal access to healthcare for all people. Understanding these four phases helps us appreciate why modern public health is multidisciplinary and continuously evolving. The first phase, from 1880 to 1920, is known as the disease control phase. At that time, microorganisms had not yet been fully understood, so disease prevention relied mainly on improving the physical environment, introduced sanitary legislation, improved drainage systems, constructed sewerage networks, ensured safe water supply, and improved waste disposal. Although these measures were not directed against specific diseases, they dramatically reduced infectious diseases such as cholera, typhoid, and dysentery. This period clearly demonstrated that improving environmental sanitation could greatly improve population health and reduce mortality. The second phase, from 1920 to 1960, marked an important shift. The responsibility for health increasingly became that of the state. Health services expanded through organized healthcare systems, primary health centers, maternal and child health services, school health programs, industrial health services, rehabilitation, and mental health services. Several landmark developments influenced this transformation, including the Dawson Report in England, the League of Nations, and the Poor Committee in India. During this period, CEA Winslow gave his famous definition of public health as the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through organized community efforts. The emphasis now extended beyond sanitation to providing comprehensive health care for every individual. The third phase, between 1960 and 1980, reflected another major transition. Many infectious diseases had come under better control through immunization, antibiotics, and improved sanitation. However, chronic non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, cancer, obesity, alcoholism, and substance abuse became increasingly common. Researchers realized that these diseases were strongly influenced by behavioral and lifestyle factors. Smoking, unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, alcohol consumption, stress, and environmental exposure became major areas of public health intervention. The focus shifted from germs alone to understanding risk factors and encouraging healthy lifestyles. Community participation, behavioral change, health education, and disease prevention became central components of public health practice. The fourth phase, from 1981 to 2000, expanded the concept of public health to the global level. Attention shifted towards health equity and universal access to health care. It became evident that while a small proportion of the world's population enjoyed adequate income, education, nutrition, sanitation, safe drinking water, and comprehensive health care, a much larger proportion lacked access to even basic health services. Many low-income countries experienced higher infant mortality, shorter life expectancy, and poorer health outcomes. These global inequalities led to the World Health Organization's Health for All initiative and strengthened the movement towards primary health care following the Alma-Ata Declaration. The objective was to ensure that every individual, regardless of where they lived, had access to essential healthcare services. When we compare all four phases together, the evolution becomes very clear. The target of public health expanded progressively. Initially, the focus was on the environment, then it shifted to the individual. Later, attention moved towards society and behavioral determinants of health. Finally, public health embraced the entire global population with an emphasis on equity, human rights, and international collaboration. The professionals leading these efforts also changed over time. Engineers dominated the sanitation era. Doctors, nurses, and governments strengthened healthcare delivery. Sociologists, behavioral scientists, and communities became essential in addressing lifestyle diseases. Today, organizations such as the World Health Organization work with governments and international partners to improve global health. Perhaps the most important lesson from this evolution is the changing meaning of the word public. In the earliest phase, public referred mainly to physical spaces such as streets, water supplies, drainage systems, and sanitation. Later, it referred to the citizens of a nation receiving organized health services. As our understanding of health expanded, public came to represent entire communities with complex behavioral and social interactions. Today, public means every human being on earth. Modern public health recognizes that health is influenced not only by biology but also by education, income, occupation, housing, nutrition, environment, social justice, and equitable access to healthcare. The history of public health is therefore much more than the history of medicine. It is the story of humanity gradually expanding its responsibility for the health and well being of all people. To summarize, public health has evolved through four important phases. The first focused on environmental sanitation, the second strengthened organized health services for individuals, the third addressed behavioral risk factors and chronic diseases, the fourth emphasized global health equity and universal access to healthcare. Understanding this evolution helps us appreciate why modern public health combines medicine, epidemiology, engineering, sociology, economics, environmental sciences, and policy making to improve population health. If this helped you understand the evolution of public health more clearly, hit like, subscribe for more easy to understand public health and epidemiology videos, and leave a comment telling me which community medicine topic you would like me to explain next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.